Hi guys, it's Jen again, back for another chat. I wanted to address a couple of things. The last video that I posted, I was talking about a breakup, and a few people reached out to me and they were like, how did you handle it so well? How was it so easy for you? And I just wanted to acknowledge that it wasn't at all, and I'm still handling it. And the thing about social media is that you only see the good things, right? Like, I'm not gonna post a video of me, bawling my eyes out. Although I did. And so I just wanted to remind people, I think social media can create its own version of depression. People look at other people and go, wow, they're so strong, or wow, they have such a cool life, or such a perfect body, and you're only seeing the best of the best. You're not seeing the day-to-day and the struggles and things like that. So I did struggle, I have struggled. But I also, I'm a fighter, and so when I do hit something hard, I try to roll up my sleeves and tackle it the best that I can. I've told you that I'm a bit of an overthinker, and sometimes I can get in my own head and I don't like to ask for help, and I'll just sit and suffer in silence. And this time I went, no, I'm not going to do that. And I just started reaching out to people and staying busy and like I said, keeping my mind on good positive things. The other thing to consider is that I have always handled difficulties, trials with humor. It's always been a part of my personality. One of my favorite stories is my youngest son and I were driving from California to Utah, and in between Las Vegas and Mesquite, Nevada, something went out on my car. And it's like 118 degrees. I've got my youngest son and my dog in the car. The AC went out instantly, and I was terrified. I thought, oh my gosh, my dog is gonna die. He was freaking out. We're just sweating buckets, and I'm calling people, what do I do? And people said, whatever you do, don't stop the car, like get to the next gas station. And so we got to Mesquite, and we got into like a Walmart gas station parking lot, and we got out, and I was able to get my son water and my dog water, and it was so hot the dog, he hit the ground with his paws and flipped out, and so we had to carry the dog, and it was just mayhem. And I remember, trying to figure out what we were gonna do. The car wouldn't start again. Luckily, there was a hotel up this huge hill we had to hike up, and the dog couldn't walk on the ground, so I'm carrying the dog, and my youngest son is carrying everything he can get from the car on his back and in his arms, and we're, hiking up this hill and stopping in the shade of palm trees because we're both just like dying from carrying weight. And we get up to this hotel that luckily accepted pets, and we walk in, and the guy behind the counter looks at us, and we're both just dripping with sweat, and he goes, oh my gosh, let me go get you some towels, and comes out, takes care of us. We get registered, we get into our hotel room, and I'm standing there kind of staring at the wall thinking about all of the events that had happened, and I just started laughing. I was like, and my son goes, Mom, sometimes you really scare me. And my heart just sank because he said it, just very seriously. And I looked at him and I said, oh my gosh, what did I do? And he goes, well, sometimes you'll just be like staring off in the distance, and then you'll just bust up laughing. And I looked at him and I was like, did I do that just now? And he goes, yeah, you did. And I cracked up. I was like, yeah, sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying, right? Like, that's just kind of how I handle things. So I just wanted to let people know, if you're struggling with something, that, if I made it look super easy, it wasn't that it was necessarily super easy for me, but you only see the good things. And also I went through a few years ago and became a certified mindset mentor, so I have practiced a lot of techniques and switching my mindset and thinking more positively. So don't I guess let my reaction to like, ooh, I had a breakup, hee, like, it definitely wasn't like that at all. And it still is not like that at all. And I'm still staying busy and journaling and creating and doing things to stay in a positive frame of mind. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that, because I know from some of the things that I've coached, the classes that I've coached with teenagers and things, and with all of this new social media, that there's so much anxiety and depression now that I don't think it was as prevalent when I was a kid. but I think that social media causes a lot of that. Kids see other people handling things so well and only seeing the beautiful side of things, and they think, why can't I do that? So I just wanted to double check and talk about that, make sure that I don't leave anyone going, well, it was so hard for me, because it definitely wasn't easy for me either. My car is not working anymore. Speaking of laughing in the face of trials, so I'm looking for a new car as we speak. It's had an oil leak for a while, and I've taken it into the shop, and they're like, well, it's gonna cost more to fix it than the car is even worth, so why would I do that? They said just keep filling it with oil, so I've been doing that for a little while, and it's officially given up the ghost. So I am looking for a car. I'm going to buy a used car, so I'm not going out and buying anything new. I just feel like it's the worst investment you can make. But happy, what is today, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. I also wanted to let you guys know that there is another YouTube channel called Awnies House, AWNIES House. It's a children's channel, and it's this adorable lady that reads children's books. She reached out to me yesterday, and next month my book Electric will be read on her channel, so I'm really excited about that. If you have kids or grandkids, go check out Awnies House. She's adorable, and they can just listen to hours and hours and hours of like really cute stories and things, so that is amazing and good, and I'm excited for that. We are cooking a lemon bread that was so good and so light and refreshing. I've got a King family clip that my dad and I covered a little bit ago, a couple years ago. I also am going to share a clip that I shot, actually it was probably a couple years ago because my hair was really short, but the phrase, love means never having to say you're sorry, we talk about that. And I may or may not, depending on how much time we have, actually add one of my mindset segments from a class that I coached. We'll see, but I just figure right now with everything going on in the media and all the craziness that we could all use a little help, right? So stay tuned and we'll have some fun. Hi guys, it's Jen again, back with the King Family Cookbook. Today we are going to make lemon bread. This is from the kitchen of Amy Nottingham, who is Tommy Thomas's daughter. We've done a couple of recipes of hers. And
Tommy is the second oldest boy cousin.
Second, who's the oldest?
Billy.
Who is Carlton's oldest?
Yeah.
Got it, okay. There's too many to separate out in my head.
Well, I was there.
Well, you were there. So lemon bread is what we're making today, a little sweet treat for us. The weather's getting warm, so I figured some kind of citrusy fun dessert. So we're gonna start with 1 cup sugar. We've got our sugar here. I have been eating so healthy, just trying to get, back in shape from our winter months and get ready for spring and summer, that this sounds really good because I've been skipping all the sweet stuff. So, what about you, Dad? Have you been skipping the sweet stuff?
No, I've actually had a sweet tooth.
Oh.
I ate an entire large bag of, they didn't have plain licorice, as you know, there's only one licorice.
Right, black licorice.
Well, licorice, that's redundant. Red vines are not licorice.
Licorice
anyway,
fruit is the actual flavor of licorice, so.
So I ate a whole bag. It was little nibs, but they were red and black, so I picked out the black ones. And then I killed off half a box of chocolate chip cookies last night from the store.
Did you really?
There.
So I'm the only one eating healthy right now? Okay.
Yeah, oops. Well, I ate 3.
That's not half, but that's decent. So we've got 1 cup sugar, 2 eggs.
Oh, by the way, do you know what time of the year it is?
Hey, St. Patrick's Day is around the corner. My son, my youngest son, Chad, was actually born on St. Patrick's Day, so we named him Chad Patrick. And so we, instead of saying Happy St. Patrick's Day, we say Happy Chad Patrick's Day. It's his day. So we've got 2 eggs, then we need half a cup of melted butter, so I'm gonna stick this in the microwave really fast. See, 30 seconds maybe. And then half a cup of milk. We'll throw that in while we're waiting for our butter to melt. There we go. 1.5 cups flour. I can hear the butter.
Yeah, oh my word.
Check on it. It's not quite melted. Not quite. So 1.5 cups of flour.
You have that butter covered, don't you?
I do not.
Okay.
Julia Child says that clean cooks are boring. I'm just letting you know. It totally exploded.
Yeah.
I got it.
Clean cooks are boring, but they have a lot more free time.
Whatever. Now that I've cleaned up the butter fiasco, we'll finish up our 1/2 cup, 1.5 cups of flour. And then we're gonna add our butter. Need a wooden spoon to stir this. There we go.
It's probably less butter than you
Yeah, there is way less butter. Shut up.
wanted, right?
I
Squeeze.
could use your Spurtle that I got you for Christmas.
Squeeze out the paper towel.
Don't be so mean. All right. Is everyone else ready for spring? I'm so ready. Warm weather.
Before I die, I want chickens.
Me
So I
too.
can go out and get eggs every day.
I want chickens. In fact, I was out walking with a friend of mine. Been staying really busy lately, and we were walking. We walked past a chicken coop, and we both stood there, and I was like, I want chickens so bad. I mean, I hear that they're way more work than we think they are, but I'd really love to have some chickens. Any chicken owners out there that can weigh in on how much work they are? All right, so we've got our melted butter, our 1/2 cup milk, our 1.5 cups flour. We need 1 teaspoon baking powder. Holy moly, we're stuck. Okay. And a dash of salt. What does a dash of salt look like? I'll show you. It's kind of like a pinch of salt, right? Dash, there's that.
How much
and
baking powder did it want?
It was 1 teaspoon.
Okay. I'm just hearing things.
Yes. Why? What did I say?
I thought I don't
Like
know.
our salt fiasco in the cookies?
I just thought it was 1.5, but I don't mean that.
It says 1 teaspoon baking powder.
No, I'm just hearing things.
Okay. And now what we need to do is zest 1.5 lemons. That's going to give the lemon flavor in the bread. And then we make a glaze out of powdered sugar and lemon juice. So I've got my little thing here. And I've washed my lemons. They are organic, by the way. So we're going to zest these now.
So which would be harder, to get the juice out of them before or after zesting, or would it matter?
Actually, I think it's easier to get the juice out after you've zested because you've kind of been squeezing and manipulating the lemon so it's like broken down all the fibers inside. So that's just me, but my ex-grandmother-in-law had ridiculous citrus trees on her property. And so every spring and summer we would have bags of lemons and oranges. And so we used to make lemonade all the time and lemon bars. It's smells so good.
I want to smell it.
Yeah, you do. It smells so good. You just kind of want to grate it. You don't want to grate too far into the white. You want it to stay kind of like a mellow yellow color. Isn't that a song?
Along with other things.
They call a mellow yellow, right?
Donovan?
What a weird, kooky. What's the song you used to sing to me when I was little that was a Donovan song?
Well, it's Jennifer, Juniper, rides a daffodil.
Rides the daffodil, but that's not, that's what you used to sing to me, but are those the real lyrics? I think it's dappled mare.
Probably. Actually, I thought I was changing it to be right, but yeah.
No, you've sung it wrong for so long that it's now become right.
Well, don't forget, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Brother.
Along with love is never having to say you're sorry.
I actually did a segment on that and a conversation that we had when we were like maybe a year or so ago. So I might have to put that on here, the love means never having to say you're sorry conversation.
For those of you old enough to have suffered through the movie Love Story, I always say love is always having to say you're sorry.
It's true. Wait, you're ruining my segment. Stop.
Oh,
Stop talking.
Here, let me set this down. I'll just leave.
Okay, there's one. Are you bored yet?
Oh, I'll cut.
Okay. Here's our lemon zest from 1.5 lemons. So we're just gonna, I love lemon zest. And it's so powerful. So that's it for our bread dough. Then what we're gonna do is grease a 5x9 loaf pan. And we're gonna bake this at 350 for 45 to 60 minutes is what it says. That's a pretty big gap. So depending on your oven, we're gonna start it at 45 minutes and we'll go from there. So here is our greased 5x9 bread pan with our bread dough in there. We're gonna stick it in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes and then we'll make the glaze to go over it out of lemon juice and powdered sugar.
You mean 45 minutes to an hour?
Yeah. I'm thinking it'll be done in 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's not huge.
So, here we go. So we're just gonna make our glaze while our bread is in the oven. I squoze the juice of 1 lemon into here. Dad got rid of the seeds for me. And 1/3 cup powdered sugar, and that should be our glaze. Perfecto. There we go. It's definitely not glazy. Like, I think we might need a little more powdered sugar just to thicken it up because it's pretty watery. I had a super juicy lemon. What do you think?
Well, I don't know, because
I
it talks
know.
about pouring over it hot so it absorbs into the bread, so.
Well, then maybe it's...
I don't know, did it say that? I mean, normally it would be
It just
thicker.
says pour over the loaf when still hot.
Don't know. So if you want a glazed looking one, add to it.
No, I think this will be good because also, do we need the extra sugar? No. So
Not when you have chocolate chip cookies.
So this will be great. So there's our little lemon glaze that's gonna go over our bread. And we'll be right back as soon as the bread is cooked. We're back. It only took 45 minutes. The bread is fully done. We put a little toothpick in it, came out clean. So now we're just gonna pour our glaze over it while it's hot. We're gonna
Well, the bread is hot.
Yes, while the bread is hot.
Looks like it's going to soak from the bottom.
Which is good too.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Just so long as we coat the whole thing. So now we just wait for it to cool and dig in. So, the lemon bread. It's really good. It's really refreshing. It's light. We poured the glaze over it, and our glaze kind of sank to the bottom because it wasn't very thick, but it's really tart, lemony. Of course, we couldn't wait for it to cool. So we dug in with it hot, and we've been tasting it. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Yeah, it's actually It's almost like a pound cake.
It is. It is almost like a pound cake. It's very, I think a pound cake is heavier though.
Yeah.
This is lighter.
Very refreshing. I'm still tasting the lemon.
Zing! It's like zingy lemony. Perfect for spring or Easter or whatever's coming up. Definitely you're going to want to try it.
What could you do with it? A dollop of ice cream?
I wouldn't put
Whipped
ice cream.
cream?
I would do whipped cream with
Lemon-
a little lemon zest.
Lemon sherbet?
I suppose. I'm not a cake and ice cream person.
Me neither.
But I'm more of a creamy, you know, a dollop of cream on it would be fantastic.
How about a thicker glaze?
A thicker glaze. If you want to add more powdered sugar to the glaze, you can thicken it up a little so it stays on top. We're just trying to cut calories where we can here. But definitely one that I think we could make again. So
Speaking of cutting calories, did you put the chocolate chip cookies away?
I didn't have any of them.
Oh, there, I see them over there. Never mind.
Yeah, those are not, I didn't have any, so I'm being good. Minus this. Enjoy. Hi guys, it's Jen again. I'm here with my dad, Rick Azevedo, who was a king cousin, and we're just introducing a number that he did way back in 1964 from a movie called Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Why were you asked to sing that?
I believe it was actually 1965, spring of 1965.
Okay.
A friend of ours, Frank Duvall, was a lifelong friend of my parents and was almost like an uncle to me. And he wrote the themes to Family Affair and I can't even tell you, I think My Three Sons, all of the television shows of the 50s and the 60s. And he was also wrote music for movies, and he had, this song was up for an Academy Award. It was from kind of a slasher film, Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte.
I looked it up, it looks a little creepy.
Strange movie, but a lovely song. And they asked me to do it because it was being voted on for the Academy Award probably like a few weeks after I performed it. Of course, it didn't win, no fault of mine, but anyway, I had a telegram that showed up at the Hollywood Palace the night I performed it. We had to sing and play guitar live then. That's when we didn't do any pre-record on our show. And so I sang Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, and there's this sweet telegram from Frank and Grace Duvall.
We'll show it to you.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
I hope.
And now we'll hear from Alice's son, Rick. And he's going to sing the title song from the movie, Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte.
Hush, hush, sweet Charlotte. Charlotte, don't you cry. Hush, hush, sweet Charlotte. I'll love you till I die. Oh, hold me, darling, please hold me tight and brush the tear from your eye. You weep because you had a dream last night. You dreamed that I said goodbye. I hold two roses within my hand, two roses I give to you. The red rose tells you of my happy heart, and the white rose my love so true. Hush, hush, sweet Charlotte. Charlotte, don't you cry. Hush, hush, sweet Charlotte. I'll love you till I die. I'll love you till I die.
Hi, it's Jen again. And, you know, my dad was the middle of three boys, sandwiched in between two pretty A-type personality boys. And so he has always been sort of the peacemaker, always kind of was a wise soul. And when I was a kid, kind of always just did my own thing. My folks used to joke about how Jen just marches to the beat of her own drum. And it was kind of a funny combination. My dad and I have always had an interesting connection. He would have these little bits of wisdom, and I was one of these kids that, you know, I wanted to do my own thing, but I was always kind of paying attention, just sort of listening and watching and seeing how things would work. And so whenever he would throw out these little bits of wisdom, I would always sort of file them away for later. And this is one of those moments. I'm sure if you've watched any of my other videos, you see me always sharing my dad's little bits of wisdom. But this is about a time where I remember we were in the kitchen, and he was cooking, and sort of, I can't remember why it came up, but he was ranting about some movie that had come out in the 70s that he thought was really stupid, and it was called Love Story. And he was telling me that, you know, it had this ridiculous line in it that at the time everyone thought was amazing, and the line was, "Love means never having to say you're sorry." And he turned and looked at me and he was like, "It's so stupid. Love means having to say you're sorry all the time." And, you know, I'm sure at the time we laughed, but that stuck with me. And it's so true. As a sweetheart, as a mom, you know, we're all just winging it. And some days we're amazing and some days we are not so amazing. And, you know, if you can't say you're sorry, that's a problem. And it's gonna cause problems. So one of those bits of wisdom that I filed away from one of my dad's moments was love means always saying you're sorry. And it is very, very true. That's it for today. Another one of my little bits of wisdom. Thanks for tuning in, and like and subscribe.